Hello everyone, my name is Martin, your favorite business coach from Finance Oracle. I am here again today to share with you beautiful business tips that will help you enhance your business. If you're about to start a business or you're already running a business, this is for you. I will encourage you to stay to the end. I'm going to wrap it up very quickly. And I want to say a big thank you to all my returning subscribers. You're the reason why I'm making this video. For those who are joining today, please do not forget to subscribe. For all of you who are listening to me, subscribe. That's the only thing you're going to do to support me. I'm not asking for finance, I'm only asking for subscription. Thank you very much. Well, today we are going to be looking at 6 things you need to know before you start a business. If you're already running a business, do not worry. You can still enhance your business with these tips. Well, number 1 is assume the chief marketing position of your business. Well, this is the most important thing you could ever think of. Let me tell you, the most important business skill is sales, which is marketing. And if you, as the owner of the business, is the chief marketing officer of your business, it means your business will never fail. If you must run a successful business, then ensure that you are the helm of sales. Well, sales is not that difficult. Sometimes it looks as if it's difficult just because you do not know what to do. I've done a video on sales, which I caption learn to sales or go home. So you can scroll to that business and see sales tips. But I want to share with you something very interesting. I shared this before in one of my videos. I had a Porsche Cayenne and I wanted to sell it. I kept it with someone for 4 months or thereabout, I can't remember exactly, and it wasn't sold. But with less than 24 hours, within 6 hours of me advertising it myself, I got it sold. Sometimes you may be expecting someone else to be the one who would be able to sell for you, but you may not know that you will have a better selling skill. Well, I would like to give you an example of something that happened a few years ago. When I started one of my businesses, a water company, a potable water company, I hired the first salesman and he wasn't able to break the market because already people have the water which they are selling and which they've been buying. I hired a second salesperson. He found it difficult. He said, come on, this is difficult for me. It was just a new water business. And I decided I took my Sienna and I got into my Sienna and I took some water in it. And I went everywhere I go, I drop a wrap of it and I said, please drink this water and give it to some of your customers and I will get back to you tomorrow. I want to hear what they say about it. Within the next 2 days, I'm already almost on full-scale sales. A lot of people took the water and they said, come on, this water is so good, they're asking of it. And within 2 weeks, I'm already on full-scale sales. After 1 month, I had to hand over to a driver and I said, okay, now you can sell. And that was how my water company, Nature Mist, if you live in Port Harcourt and you live around Obiabo, Brumo Crucial, and all that, I'm sure you will know Nature Mist. And that was how I got selling my water. Until today, for the past 5 years, my water is on sales. And I don't like people to buy my water. Okay? So you should assume the position of the chief marketing of your company. Everything I'm going to share today is just from experience. In my engineering company, at a point, I hired some sales engineers, but they never made good sales. But when eventually I fired them, I realized that I alone could make sales of 3 sales engineers in a month. So you realize that you will have better opportunity and better capacity to be a salesperson in your own business. It doesn't stop you from hiring a salesperson, but be the chief salesperson of your business. Number 2, do not use emotion in management. Sometimes what happens is that we use emotions. I was a victim of this. Oh, come on, how do I fire this guy? Oh, how do I do this and all that? Well, in business, there should be no emotions. Business is not charity, okay? Fire when it is required to fire and hire when it is required to hire, without much considerations, without thinking about, oh, if I fire this guy, is he gonna get a job? how he's going to take care of his family and all that. If your business closes, he's going to look for another job and he'll get a job. And if your business closes or you're owing debts in the banks, he move on, he resigns and get away. So when it is required for you to fire, get the staff fired. And when it is required for you to hire and replace, do that. Do not use emotion to keep your staff. Number 3, apply high level of discipline with attendance and reporting. Now, as regards to attendance, do not compromise discipline. If a staff of yours does not come to work, you have to find out why, and if it is required, you can deduct the salaries when it is required. Do that. Because if you do not do so, you realize that the staffs will always give you excuses and they will start off work. And those days, man hours are being lost and salary is being paid. So for any reason your staff does not come to work and that reason is not very much justifiable, then you have to deduct the salary. And if it becomes a regular thing, you may consider to fire. Number 4, set appropriate security mechanisms and do not work with trust. You know, I run a lot of businesses because I lived in the Middle East, many years ago, and I saw that the people in Middle East, they believe in running streams of businesses. And that is exactly what the Bible says, okay? Running streams of businesses. And I noticed that was how they got to become very rich and very successful. And that is what I do. I run chains of businesses. So my poultry farm, I had a very large poultry farm, and I got hired someone who actually I didn't know from the north, and someone else guaranteed him. But somehow, because I knew who guaranteed him, I didn't bother to get some legal documents. You know, one day this guy woke up and asked me for some money. He needed to travel for some stuff, and I gave him money. But just before he traveled, he sold many birds in my farm, almost 100%, and he left. This was just because of trust, and I lost money. Do not be a victim of trust. I've learned a lot of things in businesses, and that is why, by God's grace, I don't do businesses that fail anymore. Because all the experiences I've had, I had to put them in my present businesses. So, and I lost a lot of money. I should have arrested his guarantor, but I don't have any legal documents. So ensure that you put in appropriate security mechanisms and do not rely on trust. Number 5, salaries should be paid on well-calculated metrics and not based on religious sentiments. You see, I run an engineering company up to date, and at a particular point, I was making a lot of money from a particular project, and I just said, come on, I'm a Christian, I'm making a lot of money, I can't be driving on this kind of cars, and my staff is not driving a car and stuff. Yes, it is good for your staff to be prosperous and to look well and do well, but do not just throw the money without calculating carefully. You have to calculate, if I don't have a business in the next 6 months, how can I sustain this company to run for the next 6 months until I get another project? How do I pay taxes? How do I service loans and all that? Then all these matrices will lead you to deciding your salary scale for your staffs. Okay? So this is very important. And number 6 and the last, do not fund a running business from another source. Ensure each of your businesses fund is safe. What happens is that when you fund a business from another source, perhaps you have 2 companies or 2 businesses or a business with different departments. A particular department is doing very well and you're funding the rest of the departments with this other department. It's going to drag the department which is doing well, and the staff of the other department will relax. So get them up their heels running. If their department is not doing well, get them up running. Let them go fetch business and let them go make money, otherwise they don't get paid. This is business and it's not sentiment, it's not a religious institute. I was one of the victims who applied my religious belief earlier on in business, but now I realize that business has to be business. So friends, if you do these 6 things, I'm sure your business will stand firm. Do not compromise, do not apply sentiment or emotions, be disciplined in your business, keep your statistics, keep your records straight, and continue to do all this is going to help you in your business. Friends, do not forget to subscribe, and please do not forget to share. And if this video impresses you, drop a comment. Cheers for Finance Oracle.